Hey everybody, this is Natalie from Power Moon Tarot. Welcome to your reading. Today's reading is called Let Me Whisper in Your Ear, and this is a spirit guide message for you today. Whatever your spirit guide would like you to know at this time, and this is a timeless reading, so whenever you find this reading, it finds you, you find it, it's all good, okay? And for those of you that are wondering, I do personal readings, and there's details in my description box below for how to book if you're interested in that. I also have another YouTube channel with a bunch of other readings on it called Light of Ascension Tarot, and there's a link to that channel in my description box below. Also, if you'd like to follow me on TikTok or Instagram, details for how to do so are below, and let's go ahead and get into it. We have 3 different piles to choose from today. We have pile number 1, which is the yellow tea light. We have pile number 2, which is the pink tea light. And we have pile number 3, which is the purple tea light. So take a deep breath, let it fill up your lungs. Exhale, drop into the moment. Calm your energy. I know a lot of us, our energy has been very on edge recently, and you can feel it in the collective, okay? So if you're trying to tap into your intuition, just kind of calm down for a second if you can. Give your nervous system a little bit of a break from what's been going on, okay? And whatever's been going on in your life, whatever that may be, okay? Do you feel like yellow today? Do you feel like pink? Do you feel like purple? Okay, so we are gonna go ahead and get into it, and we're gonna find out what your guides would want you to know right now and what they would like to whisper in your ear. And have you guys ever heard that song by the Yin Yang Twins, right? I think is how you say it. I can't think of it right now. Anyway, they have a song called Wait, and it's like, hey shorty, let me whisper in your ear, or something like that. So I just thought it would be funny if our guides did the same thing, stood there and like whispered in our ear like they do in that video, and say, hey, hey girl, let me whisper in your ear. Hey boy, let me whisper in your ear. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into it. Pile number 1, welcome to your reading. You chose the yellow tea light, and today's reading is called Let Me Whisper in Your Ear. We are gonna get some spirit guide messages. Pile number 1, okay? Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number 1, who comes here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number 1. Thank you, spirit guides. Thank you, angels. Okay. All right, so Spirit is talking to me about a furnace or a fireplace, which is interesting to talk about in the summer. Maybe some of you have a repair, or there's something going on. Hopefully nothing's going on with your air conditioning. That would not be good, pile number 1. But maybe you guys, I feel someone here has had a like home repair, or has something that they have to do to fix something in their home. Okay, pile number 1, let's go ahead and see. Maybe you've had some unexpected expenses lately. Pile number 1, let's see what else here for pile number 1. Okay, Spirit just gave me the word mishaps. Okay, and mishaps and misunderstandings. So maybe there's been a little bit of that going on around, and I feel like there is a tricky situation around you, pile number 1. Even if it doesn't like directly involve you, it may involve the people around you. It may indirectly bother you or cause issues for you, okay? So also Spirit is showing me something about a bus, okay? That song, we all, something yellow submarine, we all something on the yellow submarine, okay? Isn't that a Beatles song? I don't know, I'm not really familiar with the Beatles, pile number 1. I was more of a Doors girl myself, but the yellow tea light, okay? So Spirit is talking about a bus, or maybe you guys have to catch the bus, or you're gotta jump on the bus, or you're late, or something like that. But pile number 1, let's see what else Spirit will give me here. I just feel, okay, I'm seeing someone who's like sweating in their brow and is like wiping their brow, pile number 1, and That could be because work has been tough lately, or scheduling has been a nightmare, or it's been, you know, hard to get through the amount of stuff you have to do every day, pile number one, okay? And I feel like some of you could have had someone in your life that called you, like, tell you that you're like Superwoman or Superman recently, because I feel like you guys can handle a lot, pile number one, okay? And talk about, you know, wanting to see the light here with the yellow tea light, or wanting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. There's the King of Pentacles. So we already have Virgo energy popping up in the reading. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn, but particularly a Virgo when we're talking about the King of Pentacles. Yeah, and something going on. Like I said, there's the Tower and the King of Pentacles. All right, so there's when I talked about mishaps, unexpected events, when I talked about issues like that, you may be okay at the end of the day, I feel like, is what your spirit guides are saying. Like, there is a lot of chaos or things happening around you, but I think your guides are saying, just, you know, rest assured, you're gonna be okay. All right, especially for some of you who've had unexpected expenses. Talk about getting hot, right, with the Tower. The Tower is a Mars card, so talk about sweating it out, right? Really sweating it out there. And yeah, pile number one. Also, you know, when I think of the Tower, I think of like eyes being on fire, or eyes, red itchy eyes, or eyes being on fire, okay? So some of you having to stay calm and carry on, I feel like, right now, pile number one. Let's go ahead and see. I'm just gonna pull the Tower and the King of Pentacles out of here because they showed up. Oh, look, there's the Nine of Wands too, right under the Tower. So a situation that you guys had been tolerating for a while, I think pile number one, out of the goodness of your heart, is, you know, that was a real inconvenience to you, I feel like, is finally coming to a close here. And I feel like you guys don't want anything more of it, okay? And if something's going to fall or crumble, it's not, you know, I feel like it's not because of you. I just got the message, like, that it's not because of you, and you did your part, okay, pile number one? So for those of you that were wondering, that's what I'm seeing. Here you are, the Empress, okay? So let's go ahead and see what's going on here. It's like I did everything I could to stop this from happening, but it did anyway, okay? So pile number one, let's get some messages from your guides. We have the Seven of Swords. So a situation has been very unstable. It's been a lot of back and forth. Eight of Cups, it's not worth it anymore. I don't care, I'm done. Like, let it all burn. Fine, like, I'm done taking your shit. I feel like here is kind of going on, okay? And pile number one, very interesting reading here, okay? And I do feel like some of you were holding your temper with the Nine of Wands, like really, really holding back your temper and trying not to let things get to you, okay? Or trying to hold something off from becoming more of a problem than what you knew it could be, okay? And it is a problem. Your guides want to tell you, like, the way that this situation has been flowing has been very annoying, and it is a problem, okay? And so they're saying, you know, you need to have confidence in yourself and pride in yourself, that if there is anything that happens, you can handle it and you can hold it down, okay? And you've got this, all right? And like I said, the Tower is a Mars card, and the King of Pentacles is Virgo. So we could have people that have Mars in Virgo. And when I talked about, you know, breaking a sweat, having a lot to do, getting overwhelmed, okay, you guys are gonna come out of this okay. Now, there's someone that has been testing your limits, I feel like, pile number one, okay? Or there's a situation that has been testing your limits, all right? And I feel like sometimes maybe you guys go back to it to see if the energy has shifted, thinking, well, maybe today it'll be different, right? And I feel like there's also someone here who has been like inciting you in a way, or somebody who has been doing this back and forth with you for a while, all right? And I feel like you guys are just like, you know what, I'm about ready to put this situation in the trash can with the 8 of Cups here. And when you do, I feel like, oh, all of a sudden, this situation comes around with the Page of Cups. All of a sudden, someone's sorry. All of a sudden, somebody wants to make nice, you know? And I feel for some of you, this could be a work situation. It's like, I've tolerated this, you know, junk show for long enough, and I don't need to take this, okay? For some of you, this could be around work, money, career, etc. All right? You know, or a relationship too, okay? Pile number 1. So let's go ahead and see. And, you know, with the 7 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, it's kind of like, should I stay or should I go? Because if things are starting to look better, then I want to keep trying, right? But with the 8 of Cups, you see someone who's done trying. You know, somebody is clearly done trying. They've held up their end of the bargain. They filled those 8 cups up perfectly, okay? And I'm looking at the writing here on the ground, and it looks like it says the word IDGF, like I don't give a fuck, okay? So I feel like some of you guys are like, you know, I did my part, and this person or this company or whatever, they can't make a commitment, and so I'm done. And then when that happens, boom, here comes, you know, here comes the Page of Cups trotting along. All right. And I also feel like your guides are saying there's something better for you. Don't keep looking back at this situation and wondering what you could have done differently and how things could have been different. Like they're trying to bring peace and comfort to you is what I feel, pile number 1, okay? We have the Falcon here, higher perspective and rising above a situation. Yeah, and the King of Pentacles is definitely rising above a shit show here. He's looked in the other direction. He's tired of trying to defend other people or make nice about a situation. And it's like, I'll take my talents and skills elsewhere. I'll take my time and energy elsewhere. Like nothing is worth this amount of back and forth, okay? And, you know, when this person or situation comes back around, pile number 1, particularly with the Page of Cups, it could definitely be a person, okay? And it could be an immature person that you've been tolerating too. Like when this situation comes back around, I feel like you guys are, you know, wise at this point, okay? And there could also be like an inner shake within you. You know, when we talk about the Tower, there could be, and also with the 7 of Swords and 8 of Cups, there could be some indecision or some internal shaking within you, okay? And your guides are wanting to bring you a higher perspective to this situation because I'm getting an energy of somebody who feels kind of trapped. You know what I'm saying? Pile number 1, by something here. It's like, I don't want something to end, so I keep looking back. But when I finally walk away, I get what I want. But you know what? That type of pattern is very disruptive and it's very exhausting, you know? And constant Tower moments and having to defend against that with the 9 of Wands can be very tiring and very exhausting. And the King of Pentacles clearly knows how he or she would like to spend their energy, okay? We have the Lion here, the noble lion, okay? We could also have a Leo in this situation, but some of you also could have a lion as an animal totem or a falcon as an animal totem. And I feel like your guides are looking at this situation with concern and they're like, you know, be strong and stand your ground, right? Leo is a fixed sign and it's very stubborn at times. So, you know, I feel like your guides have a careful eye on this situation, pile number 1, okay? And they have like a very wise, noble view of this, and they're not jumping up and down with, you know, like anxiety or anticipation or crazy excitement. They're appearing very calm and watchful at this time, along with the Falcon. okay? And I feel like this lion and falcon is them coming through to say, like, you know, we see what's been going on, and it's not a joke, right? Because the Seven of Swords can make light of things. You know what I mean? And can really have a tendency to make light of things, or say, yeah, I'm going, I'm leaving, and then change their mind and come back, that type of thing. And I think your guides are kind of like done with this situation, okay? We have balance here, yeah. So we have lion and balance. So, you know, you can't be the one with the Nine of Wands in the Tower. Like I said, you've done more than you need to do. I feel like pile number one in this situation. And with the lion and balance, I feel like your guides are demanding balance for you right now, and demanding that you be treated fairly, and demanding that you be treated with respect, okay? And also that you, with the King of Pentacles here, that you can have peace, and that you can be, you know, in your own environment and feel at home too. We have here scales. Yeah, isn't that interesting? We have the scales. Keep your life in balance and balance, okay? So Spirit is saying the key to you having more energy, having more money, building up your business, taking care of yourself emotionally, physically, and mentally, is to take yourself, you know, out of the ring. You know, I feel like you guys don't like to give up on people, and sometimes maybe even if a situation is bad, you're very strong, so you can tolerate things. But just because we can tolerate something doesn't mean that we should, right? And with this scales energy here, I'm feeling like calm, you know, like some calming energy. And I feel like with the Seven of Swords, you're like, okay, I'll leave this situation. It doesn't need to get that bad. I'll put some boundaries and walk away from it. But mentally, I think you guys wonder, like, was that the right thing? Should have I really done that? Okay, so with this scales, it's like we gotta, anything that isn't bringing balance to your life at this point, pile number one is gonna have to go, okay? And it's for your physical health too, and your mental health, all right? And because in the Nine of Wands, we're really starting to push it, you know what I mean, from an exhaustion perspective. And someone here may have, you know, Libra in your chart too, with these two references to balance. And yeah, so your guide's wanting watchful balance for you. We have feather. Someone you know is undependable and insincere. Well, fuck me with a straw hat, pile number one. You guys know that old saying? You know, with a tinfoil hat or a straw hat or whatever, all right? Someone you know is undependable and insincere, okay? And I feel like, you know, your guides are saying with this lion energy, have some pride in yourself. You deserve respect. You deserve dignity. Every human being does. No one should have to go through, you know, things all on their own like that. It isn't fair, okay? And especially if someone in your life is supposed to be doing their share of the work in a relationship, in a work situation, whatever, and they're not, you know, and they come back around with this cutesy, nice attitude here with this Page of Cups. And Spirit is saying you're giving too much to this situation. And for some of you, it may be money as well, that you've given to this person, your time, your attention, your effort, your money, okay? And the Falcon is really like, you know, really discerning type of energy, very serious and discerning. Your guides are coming across in this reading, pile number one, as being pretty serious and discerning, and saying that these jokesters, whoever they are not worth your time, okay? They're like a feather, you know, when you have a feather in your hand and then you blow it and it just falls away in the wind. Like, these are these people. They're not dependable. They're not, like, I don't know. Spirit just also gave me the word social, okay? So this person could be, you know, Well, anyway, pile number one, it's very hard to be social when you're dealing with the Tower and the Nine of Wands. It's really hard to find balance in your life and to have peace and to see things from a higher perspective when things are constantly in turmoil. Do you know what I'm saying? And feathers are also a sign from your guides. I feel like they're telling you to. And some people use feathers like in magical workings and things like that too, and Spirit is showing me that. So, and speaking of the falcon, right, with feathers, yeah, interesting. And this feather is coming out right underneath this Page of Cups, okay? Someone you know is undependable and insincere, and your guide's really wanting to show you a higher perspective in this situation and for you to bring some well-deserved balance and rest into your life. We have firecracker and excitement. Yeah, the Tower is called the exciting intelligence in the tarot, okay? So, you know, there's a lot of excitement. I feel like that's coming for you, pile number one in your life, but you know, I also feel like sometimes relationships or situations where we feel like we have to do a lot in them bring us some like, you know, like some excitement in our life. I mean, with the Tower, you're not going to be bored at least, okay? But we have a firecracker here, and I feel like some of you have a guide that is saying you've put up for this for too long. It's time to get mad, okay? It's time to get mad or turn away. And we have here, we have family, home, and commitment. Okay, so this situation could have something to do with your family as well, pile number one, or how you see family and see everyone's roles in it. Like some people are holding up their end of the bargain with the Nine of Wands, like doing even more than they should be doing. And the other person is just causing, you know, like upheaval, all right? And some of you with the King of Pentacles would be way better off without this person. You know, you'd be way better off, okay? Because I feel like someone's a liar, honestly, pile number one, okay? And I don't mean to be like, sometimes in my readings, I feel like I can be really like blunt or straightforward, but I mean, and I think, you know, it's time to find some balance, because if you guys have been saying, oh, this doesn't bother me, it's fine, this is what I should do, blah, 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 I think it's kind of become too much, okay? So keep your life in balance, pile number one, when it comes to home, family, and commitment, and what you're kind of like doing for other people, okay? Some of you have been doing way too much and you've really rolled up your sleeves to do a lot for other people, but I feel like, you know, when push comes to shove, when you need help, they can't really be bothered, which isn't fair. All right, we have growth and summer. So, you know, I think this time, so I was just talking about, you know, the air conditioner or something being broke, and I hope someone doesn't have a broken air conditioner. But anyway, with growth and summer, I think you guys are set to have a better summer, okay? And especially Leo season is supposed to bring you guys a lot of balance here and a lot of ease, I feel like, with these scales, and not so many like arguments, not so much that type of thing, okay? I see growth during summertime for you guys here, pile number one. Yeah, we have, there is something better, okay? So your angels and guides are coming through in this reading to say that the excitement, if it's going to exhaust you and wear on you, it's not worth it, okay? There is something better for you. And, you know, sometimes in our life we can thrive off like unhealthy excitement, or it can start eating up our energy, okay? But your guide's really saying they want you to take a higher perspective and rise above this situation and let you know that there is something better. And I also feel like they're saying there's something for you to get excited about with this firecracker energy. Like there is something excited. I feel something exciting for you in the month of July or August here, because we have firecracker and then we have the lion. There is something coming up. And I feel like between July and Libra season, there is some key, which, you know, ends at the end of October. So from like July to October, July, August, September, October, like the next 4 months, 3 or 4 months, there's some key things that your guides are going to be working with you on. Okay. And I feel like they want you to take like your time, effort, and energy more seriously and not just like give it away for free. Okay. And because you're worth so much more than that, pile number one. We have here South Node and life's debts, okay? And some of you may feel like, you know, the reason this is happening is because I owe this person from a past life, or, you know, I did something in a past life, or I was bad, or I didn't do something right. I mean, a lot of people think about the South Node as related to past life. There's deeper meanings for it, but the South Node, at least my astrology teacher always talks about the South Node being like Saturn, okay? So the tough lessons that we have to learn. And sometimes if we feel that we have a debt to someone else, we'll hold ourselves in a certain position and take a lot simply because we're feeling guilty, okay? And it may have some type of a past life energy to it, pile number one. But at the same time, I feel like your guides are saying, you know, if there was any past life, it's straight up 3 o'clock right now in your reading, pile number one. If there was past life energy with this situation, it's been paid off, okay? It's been paid off at this point. And some people have been making things harder for you than they need to be. And honestly, these type of people are going into karmic debt when it comes to you, okay? So, I mean, here's an interesting thought, pile number one. Like a lot of people want everyone that has wronged them to get their karma and to see them get their karma. And there's this whole thing about, you know, especially with Saturn right now, oh, everyone needs to, you know, get their karma. But I feel like, for me, pile number one, like I don't need anyone to have any karma around me, and I don't need to have any karma around everyone else. It's like, leave me alone, you know? And maybe you guys have been feeling that way too, because this King of Pentacles looks like I don't want anything to do with that situation, okay? And the feeling is though, pile number one, I feel like some of you feel guilty though, when you check out of situations or when you take some space for yourself or boundaries for yourself, all right? And that's when your guides are saying, we need you to bring some balance to this situation. And actually, these people are starting to go in the red when it comes to you, in the sense they're starting to owe you here. And it'd be nice if we could get out of life without any IOUs from other people to us or to them, and maybe we wouldn't have to come back here, pile number one. But you know what I'm saying? Some people just, yeah, they just can't help it. We have Grand Cross here and Provoker, okay? So the Tower can definitely be provoking, that's for sure. So a situation that has been provoking you, and with life's debts here, this could also be something that happened a long time ago with your family or with your home, or like a long time ago in your life. I feel like pile number one. And I feel some of you could have had, you know, grown up around anger, violence, etc., a lot in the home, maybe having to defend other people, etc. And pile number one, I think it's time for you to kind of pull yourself away from these energies, okay? And some of you may be very bothered by things too, very angry and bothered by things. And I get it, pile number one. I completely get that. Because situations sometimes can remind us of things from our past, and then they provoke a lot of anger to well up within. Okay, and that's okay. Like, we got to feel our feelings, but at the same time, I feel like your guides are saying we want you to be very focused right now with this Falcon energy. And also, these provokers in situations that have really provoked you are helping you step more into like your belief in self and into your own confidence and to value yourself more. Okay, and it's time the pendulum swung more towards your side when it comes to this situation. Okay, there is some adjustment that needs to be made here, I feel, pile number one. Okay, and I feel like your guides are saying, like, there is more happiness and excitement for you around the corner. There is something better here. And some of these situations and people have been directly provoking you and upsetting you or causing, you know, fallouts, etc. And I don't know, pile number one, the message that I'm getting from your guides is you're better than that, okay? You're better than that. And, you know, to like, maybe you guys need some time with your family too, or you need some time just to be at home and to be quiet and to be chill and to enjoy yourself instead of feeling like stressed and maxed out all the time, okay? Pile number one, so, you know, needing to stand up for yourself with the lion too. I feel like your guides are saying, stand up for yourself, okay? And they're gonna help protect you. And okay, so we have the King of Cups and we have the Three of Cups here. And I think you guys are gonna have a good time with new people who really know how to lift your spirits, okay? And I feel like your guides are saying this is the thing that's gonna be better, okay? And Ace of Wands on the bottom of the deck too. So, you know, a lot of passion. There's the Lovers, okay? So some of you, if you're looking for a renewed sense of commitment, focus, and passion to what you've been doing, or you're looking for a romantic connection to, I feel like your guides are saying this is right around the corner. And you guys definitely do need to have more fun, all right? Maybe for those of you that have been working too much and situations are provoking you and all this kind of stuff, pile number one, okay? The King of Cups in the tarot is a Pisces, all right? And some of you may have Pisces in your chart. There's Virgo here too. I mentioned earlier, I mentioned Leo and Libra as well. But it's like you need to get in on the fun, you know, and you have a lot to add. And, you know, I feel like sometimes maybe you have felt left out, pile number one, okay? But I feel like a sense of community is coming back around you and a sense of happiness, right? Looking for that light at the end of the tunnel. And I feel like you're going to be asked to join the party, or you're going to, I feel like you guys have a lot to add to certain conversations. I feel like there are people in your life that have been missing you, whether that could be friends, etc. Okay, and this just, to me, this King of Cups and Three of Cups just seems like way easier energy than what you've been going through. And it's like, let's have a good time with friends. Let's, you know, and maybe it's not a romantic thing at first. Maybe it's just enjoying some time out or enjoying some time with people that you care about, or, you know, feeling welcome into a group of friends or something like that, pile number one, okay? But on the bottom of the deck, I do feel like having fun and getting to know people or friends, putting some energy into your friendships, etc., is a good move for you right now, pile number one, because I feel like it's going to, you know, I feel like it's gonna, some of you may run into a potential partner, okay? And I'm also getting something here with the King of Cups and the Three of Cups about being in your flow creatively. And it's like so much easier, I feel like, when, you know, you're not having to like be the one who's holding the line in all situations. Like things flow to you easier, things are nicer, things are more gentle, okay? And I feel like that's what your guides are saying, is that, you know, you guys need a bit more like gentleness in your life, okay? And maybe a higher perspective on a situation too, okay? And the Three of Cups always reminds me of like a summertime card as well. We have all this growth during this summer coming up for you, pile number one, that is going to have you feeling like more at peace and more in the flow. And some of you may be feeling kind of like constipated emotionally, or actually constipated. I feel like pile number one, just because everything's kind of built up with this Tower and Nine of Wands here. But what I see happening is just like a lot more like fun and sharing and, you know, and just ease, okay? And like turning your attention to things that are a bit more like calm and peaceful. All right, my beautiful pile number ones, that is what I am getting for you, my lovelies. I hope that that reading resonated for you, and I hope that that felt nice for you. You can always let me know in the comments how that was for you, and if it resonated for you, I read all of the comments. Also, if you enjoy my readings and you want to show me a bit of love, I do have a tip jar on my channel in the description box. Thank you so much, pile number one. Take care. Let's move on to pile number two. Okay. Let's go ahead and do it. Pile number two, welcome to your reading. You chose the pink tea light, and today's reading is called Let Me Whisper in Your Ear, and we're gonna get spirit guide messages for you. Pile number two, who chose the beautiful pink flower. Let's go ahead and get into it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me to the energy of pile number two, who comes here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number two. Okay, so Spirit is showing me a shower curtain. They're also showing me some type of tapestry or a shower curtain as well. And they're showing me something that has like, you know, I did a peacock reading the other day, and it's showing me like the blue and green colors in like a peacock pattern or something, okay? Maybe some of you have jewelry or clothes or something that's like that. Pile number two, let's go ahead and see what else here. What else? Okay, Spirit just said nobility to me, and also said next of kin to me too, okay? So, it's 311 right now, pile number two. I always love it when it's like 411, 511, 311. Let's go ahead and see what else for pile number two, please. Okay, Spirit is talking to me about being anxious about something. I mean, we can have anxious excitement, or we can have anxious avoiding, you know? So pile number two, I feel like, you know, some of you may struggle in this pile with anxiety a little bit. Pile number two, let's see what else here. Okay. Your guides just told me making the way for something new, okay? Making the way for something new, pile number two, in your life right now. And they're also showing me a calendar. So there may be something coming up, whether it's a doctor appointment, a meeting, an important meeting. There's a special day, I feel like, coming up. It may be an anniversary too, as well, or an anniversary of something that happened in your life. But I do feel like a special day is coming up. Maybe it's a birthday as well, of someone you love or of yourself, okay? But Spirit is just showing me a date on the calendar, all right? They're showing me the 14th, the 24th, the 17th, and the 29th, okay? So some of you may have birthdays on those days, but they're showing me that, and they're also showing me the 5th, okay? The 5th of the month. All right, pile number two. Anything else here for pile number two? I feel like some of you could be daydreaming a little bit lately. You know, when life gets overwhelming, like sometimes we just like to daydream or even disassociate a little bit. And yeah, and Spirit is also telling me something about pandas. And okay, someone could have panda in their nickname or something here. I feel like pile number 2, or someone went by that nickname. Some, like, you know, like Amanda Panda or something like that. Okay, I think there might be someone that watches my channel with that name, but Spirit is giving it to me, pile number 2. So maybe you know someone that has that, like, as a nickname. Okay, and Spirit also just told me, like, Texas Hold'em, which is a card game, pile number 2. So maybe some of you like to play like games on your phone, or you like to, or you have someone in your life that likes to play cards or go to Vegas, that type of thing. Okay, yeah, there's the 3 of Cups on the bottom of the deck and talking about having a good time. All right, pile number 2. And I also feel like your guides are saying everything's gonna be fine. For those of you that have been kind of anxious about something or nervous about something, it's like everything is actually going to be fine. It's going to be okay. Yeah, and the hardest part is just like not knowing, you know, with the 8 of Swords here. And I feel like with this Ace of Cups, you know, like just starting something is half the battle, half the time, pile number 2, okay? Some of you may be questioning yourself if you're like ready for love, or if you're ready to move on to something new. Some of you could have been focusing on friends or just enjoying yourself and having a good time, and are wondering, am I ready for love again? Am I ready to get back out there? Am I ready to, you know, or am I gonna find love, you know? And yeah, and I feel like your guides are saying there's so many good things in front of you that you can't even see it yet, and they just want you to know you didn't like miss the boat on anything, or you didn't miss something important. Because some of you could have wondered, like, did my guides show me a sign, and did I miss something important? Okay, pile number 2, and they're just saying, like, you know, live in the present moment and don't worry, because that 8 of Swords can definitely be, and I know easier said than done for sure, but that 8 of Swords can be pretty anxiety producing when we feel like we don't know we feel like we're in the dark, you know? And it's like, did I miss my chance? And am I in the dark? So your guides are like, no, you know, like, this is gonna be okay, all right? And let's go ahead and see what else here. Yeah, we have the 10 of Cups. Some of you really wondering about love and your emotions, and, you know, even wondering if this is, you know, how this is going to show up in your life, or if you can trust people again, maybe for some of you here too. Okay, we have the 4 of Pentacles, and we have the King of Swords. Yeah, so, you know, this King of Swords looks pretty sad, and it's like nothing ever changes. Nothing ever, you know, it's like we told ourselves over and over and over again the same thing. Nothing ever changes. Every day's the same, you know, like, you know, like I try to establish, you know, healthy, truthful communication with others, and they just won't budge, and it doesn't seem like they really care. And, you know, I feel like some of you are saying, I feel blocked when it comes to my heart, or I feel blocked when it comes to love. Okay, and you know, here's something, pile number 2. I feel like some of you may have felt like, does love really exist, or is it just a fairy tale? Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 2? Because, you know, and also too, if we feel like we're not perfectly living the life we should be living, then all of a sudden we get like really dystopian about everything. And I feel like your guides are saying that, you know, you're not blocked when it comes to love, okay? And pile number 2, we're going to see what else we have here. We have the Eye of Horus, protection and good health. Yeah, so this is the 3 of Cups energy that we saw right away. And the 10 of Cups to me is also, the Ace of Cups for me in a reading is about health as well. It is about good health and loving yourself, okay? So protection and good health. And I feel like some of you are like, I don't see it, you know, and I'm getting real tired of the same old thing every day, or I'm getting real, you know, and the whole thing about this 4 of Pentacles and King of Swords to me is kind of like emotionally unavailable, but then wanting, you know, utter total bliss, right? So with the King of Swords, there may be a need to kind of make up our mind about something here too, okay? Or there may be an important decision that's going to affect your future. Here, pile number 2, we have snake energy, okay? And the shedding of the skin and changing, and your guides talking to you about the fact that you're going through a transformation now, and the old rules and the old way of thinking are not really like going to apply, okay? And let's get some more. We have sweetness and love. Okay, Ace of Cups, 10 of Cups, and sweetness, okay? And I feel like some of you are saying, what the heck, Natalie? You know, all I've dealt with in my whole life is withholding bastards, you know, with this King of Swords and 4 of Pentacles. And, you know, I just think with the 8 of Swords and the Ace of Cups, it's like, where is the love, you know? I also feel like some of you if you have good friends around you, that's great. Maybe you feel like, well, I do, but I don't really have the love that I'm seeking type of thing. Or maybe you feel like I don't have friendship or love in my life, and it's gotten, you know, like true friendship, and it's gotten very old, you know, because life can get old quick, especially when we're needing to change with this snake energy and we don't see a path for how that could happen or how that could be true. Okay, so we have here skull, hidden secrets can harm you. Okay, and this is something that I feel like you guys have had to learn when it comes, you know, it's like getting something through our thick skull. You guys know that saying? And I feel like you guys are saying, you know, I've been with the 8 of Swords and the Ace of Cups, like maybe you've been very idealistic about love at times, or lying to yourself about certain people in your life, okay? And that's unsettling, pile number 2, especially with the snake. I mean, I love the snake. I actually have a tattoo of a snake up the left side of my body. I'm not here to slam snakes. I actually love that energy of rebirth, but snakes can also be liars too, you know, users and liars. And keeping important information from you that would be helpful for your growth, okay? And, you know, your guides are saying here, hidden secrets can harm you, especially when people are acting like all nicey nice and saying exactly what you want to hear, the 10 of Cups and sweetness here, but underneath it, they have other motivations, okay? And the King of Swords in the tarot is Gemini. Also, the 4 of Pentacles is a Capricorn card. So we could have Gemini or Capricorn energy here. Also, a lot of water energy with the snake coming up, water signs. We have nest, an emotionally secure, loving family is important to you. Yeah, that's the 10 of Cups and the sweetness and the Ace of Cups and the 3 of Cups of feeling in a community, feeling bonded, you know, feeling like, you know, for those of you that have kids, you know, having someone there with you. And I mean, I feel like with some of you guys were saying, like, I don't want to feel like I'm forcing someone to be with me. Like, what the hell, you know? And I get it, pile number 2, okay? An emotionally secure and loving family is important to you. And I feel like some of you could have grown up in environments where people were very cold, or they kept secrets, or people were unhappy but didn't really say anything to each other about it. Okay, so I think emotional closeness is super important to you, pile number 2, but it's like, how am I gonna find it? I feel like I'm going in circles, right, with the snake here. And so interesting. All right, so, you know, part of it too, and with the King of Swords, maybe some of you said, well, I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't even want that then. You know, with the King of Swords and Four of Pentacles, like maybe fine, you know, if I can't, maybe I don't even want it, right? But I feel like Spirit is saying, no, you do, it's part of the truth that you want that energy, but sometimes like we want it so bad that we will make anyone, you know, that kind of person, okay? Anybody, just any old dunce with you know, 10 toes and 10 fingers and a head attached will do. You know, the 10 of Pentacles or the 4 of Pentacles isn't really impressing me here too much, pile number 2. And maybe some of you have been realizing with the King of Swords, like these people that you've been out with are just not making the grade here, okay? We have Dragon, be aware of self-delusion. Yeah, so, you know, that's something that I feel like you guys are really waking up to with this Eye of Horus. And I feel like maybe some of your friends maybe tried to tell you about something as well, or maybe tried to warn you about something or tell you this situation isn't what you think it is, all right? Hopefully they did it in a gentle way and they weren't, you know, mean about it. But I feel like, you know, with the King of Swords really wants the truth and really wants to know the truth about something in their life. And I feel like, and wants to understand, like, why are these patterns repeating and how can I cut them out? You know, how can I be smarter than that? How can I change the way that things go instead of like repeating a pattern? Okay, and I think your guides are, and some of you may resonate with dragon energy, and you may have like dragon animal totem as well, and you may identify with that, all right? Some of you may identify with the snake as well, as far as like rebirth. And, you know, snake reminds me of scorpionic energy. Some of you may have Scorpio in your chart, but you're intense, you know? Pile number 2, you feel things deeply. And I feel like with this Eye of Horus here, your guides are saying, open your eyes, because we're doing everything we can to protect you too. And there is something about your psyche kind of like evolving, pile number 2, okay? And like shedding a skin of old ways with the snake and kind of like letting that go so that we can make room in your life for better things. When we get frustrated, you know, with the Four of Pentacles and the King of Swords, we get frustrated because something isn't moving in our life. It's not changing. It's like, you know, thinking it about 100 different ways. What am I doing wrong? Da 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 da. You know, and sometimes it's timing, and sometimes it's not even under our control, you know, like with the Wheel of Fortune and the cycles and all of that, okay? But your guide's saying like you're a very loving person, pile number 2. You're very creative, and you want to believe the best in people and the best in the human spirit and all of that. But your guide's wanting to protect you from any self-delusion as well too, okay? And like when we look at someone new and we put them on a pedestal, 10 of Cups, sweetness, wow, you're the best thing, you know, you're the best thing I've ever seen, and we'll be together forever, and we'll ride off into the sunset and, you know, make babies into the night, you know, that type of thing, which I love, pile number 2. I mean, you're probably a very creative, interesting person, okay? But at the same time, I feel like here's your guide, all right? And some of you may have a male, for those of you that have a male that was important to you in your life, like a father, grandfather, uncle, somebody who was important to you, and somebody who is trying to tell you and give you warnings about particular snakes that try to come into your life or try to block your progress, okay, with the Four of Pentacles. And I do feel like here's your guide here with the King of Swords showing up, all right? A particular guide who's very shrewd and is very, and for some of you, this may be an ancestor, but someone who is very shrewd and has a very, you know, a bird's eye view to what is going on in your life. And, you know, they're pretty annoyed too, I feel like, about some of the people, you know, being around you in certain ways, pile number 2. And I feel like sometimes your spirit guides, you're very stubborn though, pile number 2. I want you to, you know, I'm sure you know that already about yourself, but there is a quality to you that can be very stubborn. And I feel like your guide is trying to tell you here with the King of Swords and Four of Pentacles, hey, we're trying to get through to you. We're trying to get through to you, okay? Yeah, so there's that energy of kind of putting our heads in the sand and not wanting to listen. I don't hear you. I don't hear you. Maybe some of you did that as a child as well, or with your friends. It's like, I'm not listening to that advice, or I'm doing whatever I want, okay? Because I do feel you guys have a stubborn side to you too. We have decisions. Okay, so this guide coming through to help you with certain decisions. This guide is very practical and is also helping you with your money and your work. For some of you that have goals where you would like to save, or you would like to save up for a home, or you would like to save up for the future. And this guide is helping you conserve your energy so that you don't waste it on the wrong people, okay? And decisions, right? Like, should I go this way? Should I go that way? And that's definitely an 8 of Swords type of feeling, you know, decisions. Luckily, you have a extremely sharp and shrewd guide who can point you in the right way and reveal the secrets that you need to see. I just think sometimes you guys could be a little bit stubborn and not really wanting to, not maybe wanting to listen, maybe sometimes, pile number 2, which is fine, you know? I mean, I'm a Taurus. I can get very, very bullheaded and stubborn, so I know how it is. And especially when your heart's involved and you really in love, it can be hard to, you know, decide, okay? We have self-worth and expectations. So I feel like some of you guys have had like too low of expectations for other people in your life, okay? And our expectations for other people are oftentimes tied directly to our own self-worth, you know? And, you know, and I feel like there's sometimes we have to weigh that out, right? It's like my own self-worth versus the expectations, okay? And, you know, this guide is very, very exacting, pile number 2. This guide is not really that fluffy, and he or she doesn't really mess around, okay? And I feel like because you guys are such, you know, artistic, beautiful souls, that you gotta have a guide that knows how to shove a boot up someone's butt if necessary, okay? And I feel like this guide is coming through with this message to you and saying, you know, like a lecture, almost like a lecture to you. And here they are standing here and looking at you, and they got their hands in their pocket. They're looking right at you as you're trying to make some decisions about your life. And they're saying your decisions had better reflect your self-worth and the expectations. You know, like I feel like this guide is holding certain people in your life to certain levels of expectation, you know, and they're waiting for you to do the same. And some of you may have already started that process and are already doing it, okay? And because the Four of Pentacles versus the 10 of Cups is kind of like the practical realities, and then like all out love, you know what I mean? And it's the making smart decisions about the practicalities of love. Do you know what I'm saying? Pile number 2. And this guide is like very much like you know, like a stern father figure would be like, I expect you to make good decisions about your life. And even if you didn't have a good father, pile number 2, it's 333 in your reading right now. Look at my clock. There it is, 333. Okay. Even if you didn't have like the best father or whatever, like this guide is not messing around, I feel like, okay? And this guide is saying there's a lot of snakes on the earth plane, okay? And the dragons are also pretty fierce, I mean, very fierce here, wanting to protect you as well, okay? And the dragons actually like protect riches, you know, and they protect what's important to us. So you have 2 really strong figures coming through here to tell you it's time for a change, and we're making some better decisions these days, okay? Some of you maybe have already started this process. And Horus, who is you know, the god Horus, look up the god Horus, and some of you may have connections to ancient Egypt. I also feel like Horus is coming through in your reading too as well, to show you like the eye of Horus is very focused, right? And the 8 of Swords can be very unfocused. So it's like, let's get focused with that eye of Horus, all right? We have forgiveness here, and you know, as harsh as this guide can be with you with setting certain expectations for you, I also feel like for those of you that didn't have like a loving father or a present father who could be there with you, I feel like this guide is like that, like a good father should be, you know, strong, firm. You know, I have certain expectations, you know, for you. You know, you're from my ancestral line, and you know, I expect certain things from you, okay? But I also feel like this guide is very compassionate and loving towards you too, and telling you if there's been times in your life when you feel like you haven't been the smartest about things, or when you feel like a situation got away from you, they're just saying like self-forgiveness is very important for you too, okay? That you don't like beat yourself up for losing time and time lost, all right? Because the 4 of Pentacles is very much like time. It's a Sun in Capricorn card, and Saturn rules Capricorn, and it's all about time. So it's like, am I wasting my time? And then being mean to ourselves because it's like, well, I wasted all this time, you know? So I feel like the dragons are also coming through here for you, telling you a message about self-forgiveness, okay? And I also feel like some of you could be quite attached to Kuan Yin as a goddess, okay? Kuan Yin. And if you don't know much about her, you can look her up, but she definitely is like a goddess of compassion, and I'm seeing her energy really, really strong here, okay? And like a very compassionate heart type of energy. And I feel like you guys have given a lot of people like a lot of forgiveness, you know, like you've said, that's okay. Like, yeah, I know you messed up. But hey, we're all human, and that's true. That's a very beautiful thing about you, pile number 2. But sometimes like we're way too forgiving, you know, and because snakes also have to do with wisdom, right? So sometimes, you know, like we need more self-forgiveness than rather than forgiving everyone else and just letting them kind of like walk on us, you know. And the orange color here is showing me the sacral chakra too. So I feel like, you know, this compassionate heart of yours is also tied to your creativity, and that may, and also I was talking about daydreaming at the beginning of your channeled messages, right? Like daydreaming about the future or you and this person and that type of thing, okay? So there may be a thing here where we're being hard on ourselves and we're not forgiving ourselves, okay? And for certain thoughts that we've had or actions we've taken. We have Pluto and transformation. So we have the snake, which is definitely a symbol of Pluto, and we have Pluto and transformation. Okay, so there's a big, when you have Pluto going on, it is like there's your soul, and behind that is yellow tape. Okay, there's a yellow tape that says caution, under construction, and then right behind that is your soul, okay? So you know what I'm saying? So I think I mean, I have Pluto on my ascendant, pile number 2. So, I mean, I know how it is when you're under construction all the time and always changing, and there's always, you know, it's hard to hold on to things, and we want to hold on to things, but we can't because life is shifting and changes are happening. And you know, the evolution that Pluto demands from a person during a lifetime, okay? It's not a small price, okay? And you know, you're also working with the energies of Pluto right now. So Pluto is also about rising up and rising up out of our graves of our old selves and liberating ourselves into a better life, even if it's challenging, even if it's hard, even if it doesn't make sense, even if it is, you know, tearing us a new, you know, ripping us a new one. Like, you know, we go there because we're trying to evolve and we're trying to, you know, that's why I feel like you guys have a very exacting guide, because of your loving and forgiving nature. I feel like, you know, this is something that this guide is helping you with. And it's not a bad thing, pile number 2. It's not a bad thing. We could definitely do more with more compassionate hearts and forgiving people on this planet, okay? But I also feel like on a personal level, you guys are kind of, your life and who you are is under renovation right now. So be patient with yourself is another message that I'm getting from your guides, okay? Forgive yourself, be patient with yourself, understand that you're in a cycle of change right now. This lifetime may be a Pluto lifetime for you, where you are in a cycle of change. You know what I mean? And that's why if you are going to have a Pluto lifetime, it is important to have love and connection and optimism, you know, around you too. It balances out the severity of Pluto, okay? You know, and some of you may be wondering, well, I just wish I would have changed earlier, right? So forgiveness for yourself, where maybe sometimes with this 4 of Pentacles, you were getting kind of stuck, okay? And, you know, but I also feel like this guide is helping you to ground yourself in reality and create a certain sense of stability for you, pile number 2, okay? And we have Cancer and I feel. Wow. Right? I feel myself changing, Cancer and Pluto, okay? It's interesting because the Pluto and Cancer people are in the people born that had Pluto and Cancer are way into their 90s, and many of them are not like living anymore. So Pluto and Cancer is a very interesting thing. I think the people born in like the 1920s, you know, around that time had Pluto and Cancer, okay? So maybe some of you have an ancestor that was born around that time coming through here. But, you know, your guides are just saying, they feel your transformation too, okay? And they actually feel it. They're saying, I can feel your transformation. They can feel you changing too. When you change, they're also changing with you. And I feel like that's why they're so like serious as well about you. I mean, they're doing it because they care for you and they love you, but it's also a serious thing, you know, where it's like, I can feel your transformation and I can feel that you're changing. And if some of you were worried that you're stuck and you're not changing and you're not growing and things like that, your guides are just coming through to say that they can feel your transformation, okay? And we have also, I feel like your guides are saying, feel your own transformation within you too, because it's happening, okay? And, you know, with this Cancer, I feel some heavy energies, right? With Pluto, I feel the severity of my life experiences. I feel just, you know, you know, I feel like I've had so many losses, or I feel like I can't, you know, do this anymore. Maybe you guys have had some feelings like that, all right? Because you are very deep feelers, pile number 2. And some of you may have Cancer in your chart as well. Okay, I did mention the water signs with, I think I did already mention the water signs, but Cancer, I feel transformation, okay? And your guide's saying you can feel yourself changing. Whether whatever you're telling yourself with the Eight of Swords isn't actually always the right thing. I feel like sometimes, pile number 2, because your guides are saying tap into your feelings instead of going crazy in the mind with all these decisions and many different things going on and, you know, questioning ourselves over and over and over again. I feel like your guides are saying instead feel into your transformation, okay? They'll help you make decisions, but most importantly, it's important to feel yourself changing and growing right now, okay? And, you know, and change is scary. Any change, really, even if it's good change, can be scary, okay? So pile number 2, let's go ahead and see. Interesting messages from your guides here. They feel it right along with you, all right? We have the Hierophant here, and again, more spiritual guidance for you, more spiritual teachings for you, more wisdom for you. It's, you know, I feel like you guys are getting teachings from your guides all the time. It's up to you what you do with it, you know? And the Hierophant in the tarot has to do with sound and listening. So like I told you before, you know, listening, right? You can see the 2 alkalites at the bottom of the card here, listening to the priest or priestess, whatever you want to say, okay? And, you know, it's like just for a moment, stop and listen, I feel like, is what your guides are saying. And if you do have decisions that you need to make, ground yourself, ground your energy first. And I also feel like they're saying make sure you're getting the right food and nutrition, and make sure that you're not putting like undue stress on your body, okay? Because I feel like it's kind of like your first line of defense. When, you know, well, here type of thing, okay? And I also just feel like they're saying like your wisdom is growing, you're learning, you know, you're, and you know, what's interesting in the Hierophant is the Hierophant is making a mudra with his hands that looks like this, pile number 2. And the mudra means not everything you see is all that there is, which means there's layers and layers and layers of mysteries underneath everything that we don't necessarily have access to, but we are growing in wisdom, okay? So that's an interesting thing, pile number 2. Also, you know, the Hierophant is really coming through as a mature energy, I feel like, too, you know? So there's a real sense of maturing happening, I feel like. And, you know, I'm 42 years old myself, pile number 2, and you know, we're always having awakenings. We're always having maturing. It makes me laugh when I hear people talk about their awakening, like they've only had one, you know? I don't know, like, you know, I'm not laughing at them because they had an awakening or whatever, but like, you know, there's more than one awakening in a lifetime. There's so many of them, and we go through different levels, and that's the whole thing about Pluto. If you're a Pluto person, you know that. You know that there's multiple levels of awakening, and you know that the work is never done. And, you know, the whole purpose of the tarot is, you know, looking for the Holy Grail and doing the great work where we align our personal will to the divine, and, you know, we learn through our trials and experiences, and and it brings us closer to spirit, is what I'm trying to say, pile number 2, okay? So, you know, it's serious business with the Hierophants, all right? But they're just saying, you know, you've been growing, you've been changing, you've been listening, and the Queen of Pentacles, and I know it feels, they're saying, I know it feels, look at, there's the Wheel of Fortune. I mentioned the Wheel of Fortune in your reading. They're saying, I know it feels heavy at times, and I know that it's not always what you want, and but it's what you need, you know? And that song from back in the day, right? You can't always get what you want, but you get what you need, okay? And that can be hard to hear. I know, pile number 2, because the Wheel of Fortune, your guides are saying if it feels like, with the Hierophant and the Queen of Pentacles, it can feel like nothing's moving, nothing's changing, it's going to be this way forever. But the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom of the deck to me is saying, your guides are saying, the wheel is always moving and it's always changing. And the wheel has to do with circulation and motion. All right, so we don't have access to all of that on the earth plane, and that's why our guides are there to help us. All right, and the Hierophant in the tarot is a Taurus, and the Queen of Pentacles is a Capricorn, so we could have that energy here too. But I feel like there's an energy of growing in maturity and growing in wisdom. And you know, myself is always the same, pile number 2, growing through maturity and wisdom. And same thing for me, you know, same thing for all of us, really. We're all growing in maturity and wisdom. All right. And I feel like they're rewarding you here with the Queen of Pentacles and saying, you know, you got this. And they're encouraging you, and they're saying, you know, thanks for listening to us. And, you know, I know it isn't always like the most, you know, sometimes life isn't like, like some carnival of fun, you know what I mean? But it is worth it. Okay, pile number 2, that is what I am getting for you, my lovelies. And I hope that that reading resonated for you, and I hope it was, you know, I hope it invoked a good spirit within you, pile number 2. Okay, so take it easy on yourself, please, pile number 2, and continue to grow. Thank you so much, pile number 2, and take care. Let's move on to pile number 3. Okay, let's do it. All right. Pile number 3, welcome to your reading. You chose the purple tea light, and today's reading is called Let Me Whisper in Your Ear. And we are going to get spirit guide messages for you, pile number 3. So get ready and strap yourself in for the ride, my loves. Okay? Let's get to it. Spirits, angels, and guides, please connect me with the energy of pile number 3, pile number 3, who comes here today seeking your guidance. Thank you for allowing me to be the medium in the channel between yourself and pile number 3, okay? And as I'm doing your channeled messages here, pile number 3, I'm looking out the window and I'm seeing a bunch of trees, and I feel like your guides are, you're the first pile that I've actually like noticed the trees like moving in the wind today. And I feel like there's something important about that, pile number 3, about taking the time to settle yourself in nature and taking the time to notice the small things and the details that sometimes we just pass by every day and we don't really realize like how amazing that is, you know? And it's like looking like children looking at the world with new eyes, you know? And some of you here may be very into nature, into Mother Nature, into animals. All right, we could have some witches in this pile too. Yeah, it's really nice, pile number 3, you know? It's like people that love animals and nature and all of that. Those are the good people in the world, aren't they? Spirit just told me saucy, spicy, okay? So maybe some of you had made a sauce recently and it was too spicy or it was just right, okay? But it's like when you're making a recipe and you're making it for different people, and some people like it spicy and some people like it mild, you know? It's just like we're all different, and you know, like we can appreciate that. I feel like you guys are people that can appreciate differences and people and not go crazy over it. All right, pile number 3, I feel like you guys are tolerant people, and I feel like because of that, it's easier for your guides to guide you. It's almost like they're peaceful when you're peaceful, and they can see the world through your eyes. So when you notice the small details in life, they feel it right along with you, okay? I feel like pile number 3, you guys are my empath people here. And pile number 3, witches, intuitives, welcome to your reading, okay? Not to say that if you didn't pick pile number 3, you aren't, but I'm really picking up on a collective that has that going on, okay? So pile number 3, let's go ahead and see. There's the Queen of Pentacles talking about you make me feel like a natural woman. Pile number 3. Okay, your pile is making me feel like a natural woman. And yeah, I think what was that commercial about? You make me feel like a natural woman from back in the day. Was that about jeans or something? Also, the Queen of Pentacles can have more of like an understated style. She's not like flashy all the time, but she's like, you know, hippie, crunchy granola, or she's kind, you know, not a plain Jane, but just, you know, very clean and very cool and very much into like the natural ways. You know what I'm saying, pile number 3? And I feel like that's you guys. You have such a great relationship with nature. And some of you here could have an ancestor coming through as well. If you had a mother, grandparent, auntie that is exactly like you, and I mean they look like you, that you could be like a replica of them. And I'm getting chills right now, so I know this is true, pile number 3, okay? So some of you, I feel like, have an ancestor coming through right now too that is saying, you know, bless you, pile number 3, bless you, bless you, bless you. And I feel like they're standing right next to you. And you know, this person I feel like might have always had something to say about everything, but I feel like, you know, maybe when they were alive, but I feel like now they, you know, they just respect you, okay? And they're correcting me because they're like, I respected you then too. You know, maybe they had a lot of opinions and things when you were younger about different things, but I don't, you know, I feel like they kind of like silently observe you sometimes, pile number 3. And I do feel like you guys feel this ancestor's energy. Like sometimes you may swear that they're in the room with you, or you may wake up and you just had a very vivid dream about them. Okay, but there is somebody in particular coming through here saying like, I'm still right by your side. You know, I'm still right here by your side. All right. And I feel like they're saying there's a couple of things that they wish they would have done differently, but they're grateful to you for like doing them. Do you know what I'm saying, pile number 3? So I'm gonna go ahead and also Spirit is giving me the name Char, C-H-A-R. Okay, so if you know someone with that name, it's a C name. It could also be an S name, but I feel like Spirit's giving me that name. So if you know someone with that name, they're telling me like Dar or Shar, like someone who could go, had a nickname, their name was long, but they went by like a shorter name. Like instead of Charlene, it was Char, or instead of Darlene, it was Dar, or something like that, okay? But anyway, pile number 3. Let's go ahead and get into your reading and find out a message from your guides about whispering in your ear. Yeah, there's the Ace of Swords. They're right up in your ear. You guys are getting messages very easy from them. Okay, do you even need me, pile number 3 at this point? There's Justice. Oh my God. Wow. Talk about someone always having to say something about something. Okay. Yeah. Passing the torch on to you. Here you go, pile number 3. Here's your sword. There you go. Now you go take your place on your throne. And yeah, passing the torch to you. I feel like your guides are saying like we're passing the torch to you. And talk about elegant solutions to problems that are just fall into place, right? With the Ace of Swords and Justice. Oh, Temperance. Pile number 3. What are you guys doing? Are you guys pulling my leg over there or what? Archangel Michael is the Temperance angel, as he's the angel of the South and fire. And the Temperance card has to do with Sagittarius, okay? And both Justice and Temperance have similar energies of weighing things out and finding the perfect balance, okay? And Temperance also has to do with being very natural. And, you know, in the Tree of Life, when we talk about Temperance, we talk about the journey from the moon to the sun. And it's a very direct path up the Tree of Life, okay? But it's filled with a lot of trials, a lot of spiritual trials, okay? But I feel like you guys are handling it beautifully. Talk about a clean, you know, a clean, like, tapestry going on here, pile number 3, all right? It's clean. And, you know, I feel like your guides are helping you clean your energy, you know, and purify your energy, and helping you to understand things from a higher level, helping you to find the right balance in your life, okay? And helping you to make smart decisions. And I feel like you guys are going to be going through a phase. If you've been wondering, like, what's up, what's going on, I feel like you guys are going to be going through a phase where you're going to be making some smart decisions about where you want to be and what you want to do, okay? And I feel like if life has been hard, pile number 3, I feel like it's going to be simpler, because justice also talks about simplifying. It talks about eliminating all the fluff from life. You know, there's no fluff with justice. It's, you know, it is what it is. And, you know, and it can be severe or it can be very loving with justice, okay? And it's having that balance of both, that why she's called Justice, Lady Justice. Now, interesting, I brought up Archangel Michael because the Ace of Swords for me in the tarot is also Archangel Michael. So some of you here may be healers with Temperance showing up, and you may be very connected with Archangel Michael. This channel is dedicated to Archangel Michael. If you read the banner on my channel, it says Glory to Archangel Michael. So for those of you that watch this channel, if you're aligned with my energy, you're aligned the same way, I feel like. And blessings to you. And I mean, you have your own connection with Source and Spirit. It's not, you know, just through me, pile number 3, of course. But I mean, I feel like we are resonating because this is similar, okay? We have Taurus and we have traditional, family values, and grounded. Okay, Taurus people. I'm a Taurus, pile number 3. Anyway, this reading is not about me, but I feel like and Libra is here with Justice. And as I said, Sagittarius is here with Temperance. So, you know, some of you may have a Taurus ancestor or someone who was born during Taurus time who, you know, they really had an impact on the way that you think or the way that you do things, all right? For some of you, it could have been a grandparent, but somebody in an auntie, somebody who had a big impact or wanted to have, you know, a big impact on you, okay? And this traditional family values and grounded to me reminds me of the 10 of Pentacles, okay? So I definitely feel like your ancestors are coming through here, pile number 3, and like speaking quite loudly, all right? So are the angels, okay? And here's you in the middle, listening to, trying to decipher both of the messages, right? Because I feel like, you know, I feel like some of you may have had a little bit different beliefs from some people in your family. Maybe they were more old school with you than you are, and maybe you were a little bit more modern, okay? And maybe sometimes you didn't always want to listen, or they didn't always want to listen, all right? But I mean, I feel like you're bringing these two energies together of spirituality and, you know, groundedness and values, okay? We have Stingray here, and the Stingray doesn't really have a spine, and it just kind of floats around. I mean, it can sting you, but it doesn't really have a reason for why it's doing what it's doing, okay? And that talks about people like not being very conscious of the power or the energy that they're putting out there. And but the Stingray is also very sensitive. Now, Justice talks about making just clear-headed decisions from a place of having all the facts and moving it forward, you know? And I do feel like, you know, Justice talks about having a spiritual backbone. And I feel like you guys are both sensitive and you have a spiritual background, which is so important, right? I also feel like something about the chakras here. Whenever I see this Stingray card, I think about the chakras and balancing out the chakras because they're all here, okay? And we have faith and temperance. Okay, yeah, so your guides wanting to talk to you. Some of you, okay, Temperance in the tarot, it looks sweet and nice at times, but it can be very frustrating, especially for us on the earth plane, because we never can quite get it completely right. You know what I mean? And some of us may start to lose faith because we're getting frustrated. And I was reading something about temperance and how, you know, like in Robert Wang's book, The Kabbalistic Tarot, for those of you that read tarot or you understand what I'm saying right now, he talks about how students of the occult will start to get very frustrated at some point because it's like, I'm trying all these things and it's not working, okay? And that's where we have to have faith and we get through that part of it, okay? And, but I also feel like Spirit is saying, have faith in your healing abilities, okay? Have faith in your healing abilities, pile number 3. And some of you have been healers in a past life. I feel too, have faith that if you're wondering, am I doing it right? Will I do it right? I feel like Spirit is saying, you know, you have a lot of discernment and control and experience. And when you have that, it equals, you know, positive movements in the right direction. Let's see here. We have Shark. Take care or there will be a loss of material wealth, okay? And this Taurus card was reminding me of the 10 of Pentacles, and then we have this Shark here. So I also feel like your guides may be making you aware of where there is a potential energy leakage, okay? Or where you maybe haven't noticed something before, all right? And because I feel like you guys want to give everyone a fair shot and you want to, you know, not make snap judgments, but give everyone a fair shot and give people second chances and all of that. But with this Shark energy, pile number 3, there could be somebody around you right now that doesn't really have the best intentions, okay? We have Gong, an exciting event, okay? You know, the thing is, pile number 3, is this Shark is swimming away from you. They're moving in this direction. And honestly, I feel like you guys don't care about this person anymore with the Ace of Swords. I feel like you know who this is. I feel like your ancestor already told you about this person. And I feel like they're pissed off that they can't have the same effect on you that they did before. And this person may have tried to affect your livelihood, affect your energy. They may have tried to leech off of you, whatever it was, pile number 3, energetically leech off of you. I feel like this Archangel Michael and your ancestors sent this person packing in the other direction, you know, because the gong was sounded, you know, it hit the gong and it vibrated through everything and the sound vibrated through everything. And you instantly woke up, Ace of Swords, and you knew the truth, because the Ace of Swords and justice is about getting the truth, okay? And I feel like your guides took this person and pushed them in the other direction. So I feel like also there's some really exciting things happening for you coming up in the future, pile number 3, especially for those of you that are healers and all of that. I mean, I feel like there's some cool events. Some of you may be going to an event or having an event, or there's just some cool stuff coming up. Some of you may be teaching, because justice has to do with teaching, all right? Some of you may be teaching different things or seminars or something, but I mean, there's exciting events going on, and I feel like the sound of that gong like completely blasts out this Shark who is trying to kind of affect you in a bad way, okay? They're getting sent in the other direction, all right? And it may have been a family member for some of you too, that, you know, a current family member that was trying to affect you in a negative way. And I feel like your guides slapped this person on the ass and told them to swim in the other direction. You know, take their shark ass in the other direction. We have V here, victory in some endeavor, an exciting event. Oh my God, pile number 3. I'm also getting that some of you could be performers and that you're perfectionists, or whatever it is that you do. You're smart about it. You have a strong mind with the Ace of Swords, and you're a perfectionist about the work that you do. I feel it's very, very high quality, pile number 3, just so you know, or you're working on that and it's gonna come through, okay? And We have victory in some endeavor. So having faith, your guides are saying, literally, we are seeing what's the best fit for you, and we're adjusting with you in real time. Have faith in what's happening in your life, okay? There could have been some rough situations in the past. I feel like these people were revealed, and Spirit is saying things are gonna be more peaceful now. Have faith that what you're doing is working, pile number 3, okay? We have chemistry and passion, okay? This is coming out under the shark. Some of you, this could have been a lover that is angry because they can't have you anymore, or some of you could have been with, you know, an abusive partner or a narcissist is what I'm seeing here, pile number 3, okay? And you might have had a lot of chemistry or passion with this person, but maybe they were not very good to you, okay? And some of them could have acted like they were all into traditional family values and that they're very grounded and all this stuff, but they have bad intentions, okay? And sometimes chemistry can kind of like blind us to that, you know, can blind us to the truth. But with the Ace of Swords and Justice, it's like, oh no, the truth is in my face. I see it. I got it, you know? we have air, Ace, and then we have Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, okay? So there is air energy all over this reading. The Ace of Swords represents the root of the powers of air. And then we have Justice, which represents Libra, an air sign, okay? So, you know, a lot of thoughts, for those of you that have air in your chart, a lot of thoughts filling your head, spilling over at times, wondering how things are gonna turn out. And some of you may be wondering if you'd ever hear from this person again, or what would you say if they reached out to you, okay? Or maybe you did at one point, pile number 3, but maybe you were open to communication. But I just think that, you know, not anymore is what I'm getting, pile number 3, okay? There has to be standards. When it comes to justice, there has to be standards, okay? And the way people communicate and the way they share things with one another is important, all right? And it's not just physical chemistry for you. There has to be a mental connection there too. So, you know, that's the truth, okay? We have improving health and faith and victory. Temperance, also about physical healing and having the right combination of things, you know, up our sleeve, or having the right healers around us that can give us good insight into what's happening. And Spirit is saying they are helping you here to improve your health. And I see the cup here, so I also feel like Spirit is saying they're helping you to improve your emotional health as well, like your physical and your emotional health. All right, because justice can be severe at times, you know, getting the truth can be painful. And, but I feel like with temperance and improving health, you guys are, you know, it's 411 right now, pile number 3. It's so interesting because I saw 311 in pile number 2. Anyway, 411, I'm giving you the 411. Improving health, okay? I also feel like you guys help heal others and improve others, whether it's their emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, whatever it is that you do. Some of you have a life path and a soul mission around that, okay? So it's very important that you stay aligned, because alignment is what's going to get you there, I feel. And when there's people around us that are trying to pull us away from that, you know, because they're jealous or frustrated, or they, you know, whatever they are, you know, like, I just feel your guides are saying, stay focused, stay aligned. We've got you, okay? And because you do have a soul purpose and a soul mission here, and it's important for you to like have the time and energy to work on that, okay? And we have void, of course, moon, and missing. So, you know, someone could definitely be missing you here, pile number 3, this shark that swam away because they couldn't get what they wanted from you, all right? You could also have been missing this person too, okay? And sometimes when people leave our lives, it feels like there's a big gaping hole, you know what I mean? And if you guys have been missing someone, even if you know they're not the best for you, I feel like your guides are just saying, you know, that's okay. Like, you know, sometimes we feel an emptiness or we feel an absence in our life. And, but I also feel like your guides are saying, you know, we're right here next to you too, okay? And, you know, we're not going to let you be alone, okay? Because the void of course moon is that like dark moon. And also when we're going through that time period, we can feel very sluggish, or we can feel like our health isn't doing that great, or we can also just feel like maybe like there's something missing in our life, or we can feel kind of like a lower energy, you know. And that's just, I mean, everyone even goes through that daily at times. Pile number 3, I think, you know, like you guys already know, like that's just, you know, life is life type of thing. But I do feel like when it came to this situation, it does feel like something was wrong with it, or something was off. So I feel like your guides were saying, look, we gave you the truth about it, even if it really stung right here with the stingray. Like, we gave you the truth about it, and we know, like, especially when it comes to passion, chemistry, or relationships, it may feel like something is missing from your life right now, pile number 3, but I feel like you guys are on such a spiritual path, and I feel like you have such faith in spirit that, you know, it's not going to be this way forever type of thing. And I think you know that, okay? We have Gemini, and I think, okay, air sign energy. I was also getting Aquarius. We have Libra with Justice. Now we have Gemini. And some of you could be missing a Gemini, all right? Or maybe it's just with this Ace of Swords here. Again, we have the Ace of Swords twice. This is the Ace of Air, and here it is here. So we have 2 aces. Some of you may just feel that lack of that person and may think you're missing someone and go, oh, is my mind just playing tricks on me? Okay, the Gemini sign is also the sign of the twin, okay? So some of you may feel like, you know, I know not everyone resonates with twin flame, but some of you may feel that absence, or that absence of that partner, or that absence of that person in your life, okay? And I feel like someone is saying that they miss you and they think about you, pile number 3, all right? But the other thing that's hitting me here is this Gemini card is number 15, which number 15 in the tarot is the Devil card. So the Devil card really talking about where our minds trick us, you know, where our thoughts get out of control and we start second guessing ourselves. And that's why I feel like it's so important for you guys to stay grounded here with this Taurus energy, even if you're not a Taurus, like staying grounded and staying in the truth and in the flow, you know? And sometimes maybe you'll think, oh, maybe about some people from your past that you miss, like, well, maybe, right? Also, I feel like some of you may be thinking, like, I think missing, like some of you thinking that you're missing something big as well, okay? Like there's something you need to know that you're missing and you're not getting it, okay? About anything in your life. And I feel like Spirit is saying, okay, your guides are saying, like, if you think you're missing something or that you're not seeing something, that's why the Ace of Swords came up twice, because I don't think there's anything you're missing right now, pile number 3. I think you're seeing the truth about a situation. I think you're seeing a truth about yourself and your spiritual path and what you're here to do. And if you're questioning yourself because you think you're missing something, I feel like your guides are saying, no, you're not missing anything. You're right on schedule. You're right on the path, and keep walking forward, baby. Okay. And, put those gifts that you have into service, and exercise good boundaries, of course, with justice. but I don't feel your guides are right up next to you in your ear. They are literally whispering in your ear. This reading was called Let Me Whisper in Your Ear. Okay, so the Ace of Swords is literally whispering in your ear right now, pile number 3, that you're fine. Like the decisions you've been making are smart. The way that you've been seeing things is the right way. There's not some weird, crazy thing that you're missing, okay? Like if you're like, oh, am I thinking about this situation in the right way? Am I on the right path? And I feel like this is a big confirmation from them saying, yes, it is. Yes, yeah, definitely, okay? And your guide's primarily helping you with the mind right now and helping you to stay grounded. And also helping you like further develop your spiritual abilities. Because even if you've done things for multiple lifetimes, there's more things to learn. There's teaching as well. Like some of you here are gonna teach other people and you're disseminators of knowledge and you know what to say and do. And you're gonna be teaching people by direct experience as well. And I'm getting chills right now, pile number 3, so I know it's true, okay? So just, you know, you're not missing any big piece of the puzzle. It's right there, okay? And you got it, all right? And you got it, baby. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see. What else would pile number 3's guides like to share with them, please? Your guides are very strong, you know, when they send someone packing, they got to move in the other direction. Bye-bye, okay? And I think it pisses people off when you cut them off, or when it's, you know, when you're just like, no, you know, or when your guides pull someone from your path. I'm sure they get real ornery, but anyway, pile number 3. Let's go ahead and see. Let's go ahead and see for pile number 3. What are messages from pile number 3? Okay, we have the Page of Wands. Talk about an exciting event. And I keep coming back to this gong right here, you know, and a creative, fun, exciting event and something being on the horizon that you guys should look forward to. And if you're wondering if you got invited to speak somewhere, or you got invited to do something, or you got invited to teach something, or you got invited to some event and you're wondering, should I go? Should I go? Should I go? You should go, pile number 3. You should go. All right, you should go. I see a big smile on your face. Okay, you should go. And don't overthink it. You know, if it feels exciting and fun to you, then do it. All right. The Page of Wands is like, what do I got to lose? You know, as what do the millennials always say? Oh yeah, YOLO. YOLO, pile number 3. Okay, you only live once. And technically, I think I'm a millennial because I was born in 1980, but I'm right on the line between Gen X and the millennials. But anyway, pile number 3, you don't need to hear about me. Let's go ahead and see. If you have an exciting event coming up, Spirit's like, work it on the runway, pile number 3. Let's see what else here for pile number 3. Okay, and Spirit wanted 2, literally 2. Okay, and Hangman on the bottom of the deck, very contemplative, you know, very much connected to the astral plane, very enlightened type of energy, okay? And you guys have been working with surrender and acceptance for a really long time, all right? And there might have been a time when things were not really like going anywhere, and maybe you were scratching your head and saying, is this really right? Am I really thinking about things right? And pile number 3, yes, you are, okay? You guys, okay? If you have a chance to go to an event, look at this, Page of Wands, Knight of Wands, okay? The Knight of Wands in the tarot is Leo energy or fire sign. Some of you, if you go and you do something, you're going to meet cool people. You may even meet someone sexy and exciting if you want that and you're looking for that. But I think people, if you put yourself out there, or sometimes we put ourselves out there and it's like, will anybody even come? I think Knight of Wands is like, oh yeah, I'm coming real fast, all right? It's like you step your little toes out there and boom, you know, people are gonna eat that up, pile number 3. So people are excited. They wanna hear what you have to say. You know, as they say, if you build it, they will come. So I feel like, you know, I feel like you guys are getting your message across. People are picking it up and running with it. And things are going to start happening very fast, because the Eight of Wands is the Lord of swiftness. So, you know, I like to move it, pile number 3. Do you? Because we got some energy coming in hot and it looks fun, you know, and I think it's going to go over well. And some of you may meet someone really cool who sparks up your excitement and intrigue towards life. And you may have really good, fun chemistry and passion with this person, even if it's just a friend and it's like, wow, you know, I can't believe it. Like, it's so cool. Like this type of energy. Okay. And some of you may have someone coming to visit you as well, or traveling to come see you, because the Eight of Wands is my travel card, and it's going to be like fun as hell. And you're going to get your party on, or you're going to get your vibe on. Okay. All right. Pile number 3. So get your vibe on, and like, don't hang back, because I feel like you guys have some really good, exciting energy coming towards you. All right, pile number 3, that is what I am getting for you, my loves. I hope that that reading resonated for you. If you enjoyed your reading, then if you'd like to leave me a fun little tip in my tip jar, I do, in my description box, I have a link to my tip jar if you enjoy my readings and want to show a little love. If not, no big deal. I so much appreciate your likes, your shares, and your comments. I read every single one of your comments. Thank you, everyone, for coming to your reading today, and I hope to see everyone again soon. Take care.